I'm AshleyCae, the creator of Poetic Advisory, and this is a Superstar Spotlight.
This wicked world, this wicked world.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. And today, entering into the spotlight, we have a very special guest. She is one of the most dynamic women in the city of Flint. She is a poet, an artist, an activist, a cancer fighter. She is Miss West Michigan Amazing. She is one of the honorees of the Phenomenal Woman Award for 2023. She has an album out currently titled Poetic Advisory, and it's out on all streaming platforms right now. So make sure you guys go get that. And ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce into the spotlight Miss AshleyCae. How are you doing
Hello.
today?
I'm so glad to be here with you.
I'm glad that you are here. I've been following your journey from quite some time, and it is an amazing story. And I just want to bring that to the spotlight and share it with everybody and just learn what you're all about. So, if you're ready, we can get right into it.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. So, well, first of all, how are you doing today?
I am good today. I'm glad to be here. I've been working on a lot of things, so honestly, sitting here with you is peaceful, it's quiet. So I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you mentioned that you've been working on things. Because as I mentioned in the intro, you have an album out right
Yes.
now called Poetic Advisory, and that came out recently, actually.
Mhm.
So, just talk to me a little bit about that. What was the thought process into making that? Because it's a little different from like a normal album. Most of the time we think of like singing or rapping, but this was more poetry based. So what was the idea into going into making that?
So I've been working on it for over a year. The basis of it was to tell a journey of my life. So when you listen to the album, you're gonna hear different stages of where I was in my life when I wrote those poems. And it was important for me for people just to see me in this full circle. So a lot of times people see bits and pieces of me. They don't really get to see the whole me. The album was important for me to bring for people so they could have something different. It's poetic. I have my little singing in there, but it's to bring out emotion. It's to make you feel something. And that was important for me.
Okay, yeah, I definitely felt the different vibes that you brought with that album. There was it felt like a lot of storytelling, like you were telling stories about your life and just bringing that to the forefront. And also, even in one of my favorites, The Way I Love, that just felt like the poetic version of Cater to You. For real. I was like, oh, I need that type of woman in my life. For real. But that's dope. So, how long did it take you to like put all of that together?
So the whole album took a little over 8 months. Me and my friend Sap, he's the engineer over the project.
Okay.
Me and him sat together in October last year, and we started working on it back then. And so it's just been us slowly but surely putting it together. Because between me doing chemo and stuff, sometimes my schedule gets hectic. But we sat, recorded the project, had to re-record the project because all my lyrics, like all my recordings, got crypted. We couldn't figure out what happened, so we had to re-record everything. But it came out beautiful, and like I'm really happy with how it came out. I've been getting great feedback from people, and I'm just loving the fact that people are just taking time to listen.
Yeah, it's definitely dope. And if you guys haven't heard it yet, it's available on all streaming platforms, right?
It's available everywhere.
Okay, so yeah, make sure you guys check that out. Poetic Advisory. It is dope for sure. I've listened to it about 10, 20 times already at work. I was just catching the vibe for real. So that's definitely a dope project of yours, and I'm glad you put that out. And transitioning, you did mention that you were going through chemo and things of that nature, but it seems like even with that going on, it hasn't slowed you down at all from what you want to do in life. I mean, you're doing poetry, you're doing fashion, singing as well as you mentioned. So, how do you manage between dealing with the chemo and then just going out and taking on these different activities and ventures and just
That's a good question. I went when I first got diagnosed because I've been fighting it like a little over 2 years now. When I first got diagnosed, I went through like a really bad stage of depression where like I shut down. I didn't do anything. I was very quiet. Um, and now it's like I have this new burst of energy where it's like I want to leave something behind. So knock on wood, something happens to me anytime soon, there's something left of me here where people can look back and be like, oh, that's who she was. They don't remember me for just my battle with cancer, but they remember my poetry. They remember my activism. They remember how I treated people. They remember how I loved people. And that's just important for me to have something here that's just left of me.
okay, that's a great answer, and I think it's definitely important that we leave an impact on the community in some way, shape, or form in a positive manner.
Mm.
And I think that you have definitely done that because just based on social media feedback, there's been like a lot of positive, what's the word I want to say? Just positive encouragement and
Mhm.
things of that nature. Just everyone just pushing you to keep going and things of that nature.
Which is helpful because sometimes I do have those days where I'm just like, I'm done,
Yeah.
But then I have great people around me. They're like encourage me, like, no, you can do it, and that helps because sometimes those words, like words of affirmation, is a big thing for me. So like to have that for me, like helps me keep going all the days.
Okay. Dope. Dope. So given that, you have like this great support system
Mhm.
and given that you're out here just creating a positive impact in the community, let's talk about how you even got into some of these things. Like, let's start with we can start with poetry. How did you get into poetry? Like, what was the inspiration for you to start doing
So
poetry?
I started doing poetry when I was like around 8. My older brother passed away, and I went like quiet for like a year. I didn't really talk to anybody. So poetry was like my outlet. Um, and then my teacher read some of my poems. She's like, "Why don't you just submit them into like a poetry contest?" And so I won my first award, and I was like, "I'm good at this." And then I started speaking, and then people were like, "You have a beautiful speaking voice." They're like, "Your cadence, your energy," and I'm like, "I'm good at this." So it went from there to me just finding my own sound and my own style of writing to like now like I'm a writer. So I do poetry, I write books, so my pen is just something that saved me many a days and got started when I was little though.
Okay, so it's been like an outlet of yours,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. Okay, and then you just said that you've written books as well. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have any published at all, or?
Yes, so I have a collaboration project that's called the Poetry Literature.
Okay.
You can get it on Amazon. It's me and a group of poets. We all put our poems together in this book. And it's really beautiful because you can see different styles. You have like stanzas, haikus, storytelling, which is my specialty, what I do. And it's really nice like book to read. Like, I would encourage people to read it.
Yeah, I will definitely check that out. And if you guys have not heard a poem from Ashley, powerful every time, every time you
Thank
deliver it.
you.
And like you said, like your delivery and your cadence is amazing. And it's just like whenever you're performing, I just stop whatever I'm doing and I'm just drawn to hearing you because it's just so dope. I'm
Thank
just
you.
like, man, y'all got to see it for y'all. Y'all just got to see it for yourself. So, ooh, that would lead me to my next question. Do you have any like performances coming up poetry wise or?
So yes, actually I do. I have a mental health program that I'm doing downtown, where we're gonna be doing poetry and also we're gonna be giving out literature, helping people with mental health. That's a big thing that we're
Yeah.
doing with the city. So I'm partnering with some friends of mine. We're going down there. We're gonna be with the people where they need us, and we're using poetry and art as a way of healing. So that's something we have going on.
Okay, cool. Is there a date for that
I
or?
believe it's May 20th, but we're still like working out the dates and stuff because we gotta get permits
Yeah.
and all that
Okay.
stuff. But if you look on my social media, you'll find everything. I'm always there. You'll find like everything about what I'm doing, being active in our community.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Yeah, you are definitely active in the community because
We
like
bump into each other all the
all the
time. And
time, yes.
I'm like, yeah, I'm here too.
And it's dope. Every time I see it, it's a wonderful time, and we're always, in great spaces
Hmm.
to not only interact with each other but interact with other people as
This is
well.
true.
I think that's dope as well. And speaking of being in the same spaces, you've also been in a couple of fashion shows as
Mhm.
well. And yeah, just talk to me about fashion. Is that also a passion of yours too, or
It's an accidental passion. So
okay?
I don't really see myself as like a model, right? But my friends are always like, just do it, just do it. They push me outside my box
Mhm.
because I'm really like more quiet, despite the fact like I'm into everything. I'm actually more quiet. And my friend, she was like, you should do it. So my first show I did was with the breast cancer show. That was the first model show I did. And then I did the show with my friend Sasha. I did her show. And then I went to Ohio and did a show.
Okay.
And I was like, maybe I am good at this, And I've had people like call me to come do shows and want me to model for them. So it's been a great experience. I just say like it took me to get out my shell. I did a photo shoot in October with my friend Sap, who helped engineer my album. We did a breast cancer shoot where I really like went outside my box or my norm of how I would present myself as like beautiful. Um, and I got great feedback from that. I had people like, we want you to model for us. We want you to do this. And I was kind of taken back because I never seen myself as like the ideal of what they would call beautiful.
Yeah.
And so to kind of see my beauty in other people's perspective was enlightening for me. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just me in my little bubble. But it's been a grateful experience though. Like I'm really grateful for the experience and I'm loving it because it's something I discovered I wanted to do. And I'm good at it too. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah, it's always dope to see you in the shows because like every time you just kill it, and I'm just like,
thank you.
man, it's what does this woman? What can she not do? She's just great at everything, and and I just really appreciate that you're actually coming out of your shell and just embracing yourself in the light that really the spotlight. That's what this is all about. Just embracing the spotlight and just you being the creator that you are. I'm glad that you're taking that and just running with it really. And that given that leads to my next question. So we have talked about the album a little bit. We've talked about poetry and fashion, and then we've also mentioned that you are an activist as well.
Mhm.
And I recently read on Facebook that you were nominated for some activism awards. Can you kind of talk about those a little bit, and then also how important is it for you to be active in the community and spreading information that can help other people in their journey as well?
Good question. For me, um, my activist work has started since I was younger. I've always been like the voice for other people that I felt like couldn't voice for themselves because I went through a stage in my life where I didn't have my voice, and I wish somebody could have spoken up for me or would have rallied for me or said something for me. So now I feel like it's my job to help people, and even if it's the case that maybe I don't have to do this big rally, but just being there for them, speaking for them. Patient advocacy work is a big thing I'm into now, especially with dealing with cancer. I discovered a lot of patients get mistreated, but they don't know they have rights or they don't know certain things that they can say to the doctors to get things that they need cleared because they're not aware. The doctors don't tell them. Um, I'm really into like our civil rights, black rights, rights for the LGBTQ, like people, the groups where people are mistreated. Those are the people I reach out to. Mental health is a big thing I'm into now, advocating for that. That's a terrible thing going on in our city um, where people aren't getting great mental health. They're not getting the help they need. And so I'm going in the forefront to places where people don't want to go because those people need us,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it's important because those, like, all those people are the future of our city. You know, regardless of how people want to outcast them and say, oh, they're a drug addict or they're this or that. Like, those are still our people. This is still our city. So it's just important for me to let those people know you're not forgotten. You're not just nothing, despite what anybody else has to say. We care, even if it's just a small group of us. We care.
That's amazing. That is amazing, you guys. And speaking of amazing, we have Miss West Michigan amazing
Yes.
here. Um, kind of talk to me. Actually, what is Miss West Michigan amazing? To me, it sounds like it's close to like Miss Michigan, Miss America, and things of that nature. And well, actually, am I close?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Miss West Michigan Amazing is a pageantry, but they don't just focus on just the beauty aspect. It's just social work. It's the things you do in your community. It has to do with your community service, how you treat people. So they have a beauty aspect, but also it's all around like the type of person you are, how you care for people. My friend told me about the pageant. She's like, I think you should join. So I had to like write a letter and had to take pictures and do all this. And they emailed me. They're like, you won. And at first, I didn't really believe it. I'm like, And I was like, I really won. Like, I was surprised because I've never done a pageant before. And I have nationals in July 1st in Troy, Michigan, where I'll be there with 50 other women because they take one woman from every state. So I'm excited to represent our state of Michigan. So
that is exciting. I was going to ask, since you clarified it for me now, how are you using your status as Miss West Michigan Amazing to kind of help the community and just push the work that you're doing in the community? I know a lot of times that people don't really pay attention until something spectacular happens. So, how are you using this award to kind of help push, your positive impact in the community?
One of the biggest things is that with me winning the pageant, it opened up spaces where maybe otherwise I wouldn't be able to get into. So it allows me to get in those spaces and speak about issues I'm passionate about. So everything from our water crisis that we're still dealing with to stuff in our city with the mental health crisis to speaking with legislation with cancer patients and other patients that are dealing with terminal illnesses. The big thing they're dealing with is having to choose between food or having a house. And when you're dealing with illness, you shouldn't have to deal with that. So I'm actually working on writing a bill that I'm working with Dan Kildee, and I'm talking with his office to take it to the people, the big people, be like, hey, this is an issue. It's not just a Michigan issue. It's a nationwide issue with cancer patients, with patients with terminal illnesses. So I'm using my voice and my status to be like, hey, pay attention to me. And they're paying attention because they're like, okay, well, you're a pageant queen. And, it's a status of beauty, but I'm not just beauty, I'm brain too. So I'm able to bring that attraction to myself, and then they're able to sit and listen. And I'm hoping I'll make a difference. I'm hoping people, the right ears will hear me, where I can make like a drastic change, the real change I want to make.
Yeah, and I believe that you truly will make a difference because it's already starting to show. Really, a lot more people are gravitating towards yourself and the work that you're doing. I've been seeing that a lot actually, and I think that's amazing. So yeah, just the impact that you have, even before the Miss West Michigan Amazing, I've seen the type of impact you had on the community and just people that have been pouring into everything that you've been working on. That's definitely dope to see. And me myself, I want to get more involved as well and help you in any way that I can. So, yeah, we can definitely collaborate at some point and
definitely have to.
And get that going. So, you guys, if you want to join me in the efforts in helping Miss Ashley, get with me, get with her. We got work to do in the city.
We do.
I mean, even when it seems like the issues aren't glaring and we don't really see it, magnified in front of us, it's still going on. and we still got to look out for each other and uplift each other. And that's been really the theme of the Superstar Spotlight is getting people in these spaces where we can collaborate and uplift each other and just be aware of what's going on with each other so we can help in any way possible. So yeah, I definitely wanted to be able to do that with you as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we always bump into each other, so we might as well start working together.
Yeah. You heard it here first. We're locked in. We're locked in. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not the only award that she has. Okay. She also is an honoree of the Phenomenal Woman of 2023.
Mhm.
You are dope. I just want you to
Thank
know
you.
you are dope. So tell me about that award
Mhm.
and what that meant for you as well to be acknowledged as a
I was
phenomenal woman.
surprised about that award because that's an award somebody had to nominate you for.
Mhm.
And I still have no clue who it was. I've been going down my little circle of people, but nobody won't tell me. So it's somebody that's been watching me. And I just appreciate whoever it was for seeing me and seeing the work that I'm doing for the community. And I just think it was a beautiful thing to just honor the women because a lot of the time women get forgotten when it comes to like our work that we put into our community. And I thought it was beautiful just to be honored among all the women that were there.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. Are there any other awards we need to know about? I mean, you got
Yes. Last year I got a social justice award. 40 under 40. We got an award that's like national recognized to like the whole nation. Um, and that award I didn't expect either. That's something else. Somebody in my social group had to submit my stuff and they called me. They're like, "Hey, we want you to come." And they had a big program out in DC. I unfortunately was doing chemo, so I couldn't travel to go get my award, but they mailed my award to me, and it was beautiful because just to see that like people are noticing the efforts that we're putting into our communities, that we're putting into our nation as a whole as people, was just beautiful. And I'm like, this gave me the drive. Like, okay, I'm not. It's not for the awards. It's not for um, people to recognize it, but it's good that people do because it makes people want to get out and do it themselves. They're like, okay, they're doing this. This is an issue. I didn't know. Because a lot of times people don't know.
Mhm.
I ran into somebody that's not from Flint, and they didn't know Flint had a water issue. They
Right.
never
Okay.
knew, and I was like, and it made me. It dawned on me like everybody doesn't watch the news,
Right.
So it's like some issues we do have to voice ourselves. There are some issues that just together we have to come on and be like, hey, let's go pick up the trash at our park. Let's go to the soup kitchen to help the people. Let's go to the Catholic Charity Church and help them box clothes. There's stuff we can do together to really change our community.
Okay, so you heard it. She is do it everywhere, doing everything, and I love to see it. I definitely love to see it. I definitely appreciate you for that. And given all of the awards and all of the accolades and everything that you've gone through in this journey, what are some of the things that you have learned along the way, whether it's during your cancer fight or just out in the community? What are some things that you have learned in your journey that could help somebody else in their journey as well?
Biggest thing I learned is it's gonna be okay. That the pain you're feeling or the suffering you're going through or the problem that you're facing is not a problem that's gonna last forever. Um, that was the thing I had to learn, especially with my cancer journey, because I have a terminal cancer. So I have a cancer that say is terminal, that's what's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And for me, when I was told that, it felt like that was the end of everything. But I realized it's not the end, it's only the beginning because it's not going to last forever. I'm not going to be in pain forever. Um, Things we go through don't last forever. They're all just moments. And when you're in those moments, they do feel long, but that's when you have to reach out. And that's what I'm even learning to do is to reach out to people. It's okay to be like, I need help. And that's the biggest thing I want people to realize. Like, you don't have to deal with it alone. Ask for help if you need help. It's there. You just have to ask.
Yeah, definitely. There are resources available. You guys, if you ever need help, just don't be afraid to reach out. People are out here to help you
Right.
and in whatever you're going through. And I know, given what she has experienced, if you, I believe if anybody reaches out to you, you probably help them along
Yeah.
the way, right? Okay, so yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, definitely reach out to Ashley, and even if you're watching this interview and learning her story, I'm pretty sure a piece of this can help you in some type of way, and that's the main goal that I want to get out of this is that your story helps somebody out there, and then they turn around and they help somebody else, and it just keeps
Yep. The
reciprocating.
domino effect.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And okay. So I want to circle back to your album for a
Okay.
quick second. When you were creating your album, did you have like any favorites on there, or was just like the whole project as a whole, just like, man, this is it. This is
So
the
I do
one.
have some favorites. My Soul's Hymn, which is like a church song I wrote to myself, and um, The Poet and Producer, because it's like a love song, and The Way I Love. Those are actually my favorite ones because um, they're showing my ways of how I love people and how I would want to be loved.
Mhm.
And love is a beautiful thing to me. So I really want to like show them like a sensual, poetic way so that people will be like, oh, that's different, and I've gotten great feedback on those pieces. And He and I, the more
Oh yeah,
like
that's a good one
erotic
too. Yeah,
kind of piece, yeah.
yeah.
I've gotten great feedback on that one too.
So, given that you have received great feedback, is this going to be like a continuing thing? Are there going to be more like poetic
Yes,
albums
so
coming?
I've been inspired to want to do it again, to do another project. So I'm probably gonna drop another album for the year ends.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna do another poetic album, and I'm hoping to collab with some people. I want to actually collab on my next project,
Okay.
get other poets, other rappers, singers, and we like collab and create something.
All right, so this is the casting call right here, where we're asking all the poets, singers, rappers come out, collaborate, and we gonna make it. Can I be on it?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a poet or anything, but I just
You have a nice voice though, so we
thank
can do
you,
something.
thank you. Yes, I would love to be on there. I've never dropped an album in my life, but this would be my first one. Yes, you hear that? I'm going to be a star for real. But all right, so we've got all that covered. I just want you to, at this point, to tell the people why they should listen to Poetic Advisory. What is it about that stands out, and everybody should just go out there and stream it right now? Why should they
It
listen?
is a story. It is a journey of trials through tribulations. It is a story about love and loss, and it's a story about healing. And I feel like everybody's been in one of those spaces in their life, and it's something you can just sit back and listen to, and just enjoy the vibrations. Really, when we chose the beats, even for the music, it is to put you in like this peaceful place. So when you listen to it, you can just relax. You can picture it. You can be there with me as I walk you through these stories.
Mm.
I will say the hardest track to listen to on there is When They Told Me, which is the piece about when I got diagnosed with cancer. So that piece is kind of hard to listen to, but it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the story, and I just really think people would enjoy that.
Okay, you got that. Sound convincing to me. So you guys should definitely go check that out. Like we said earlier, it's available on all streaming platforms. So
Mhm.
go out there, download it, put it on your playlist. Get some poetry in your life because it's a beautiful album, and
Thank
I
you.
want to be the first to say that on camera. It's a beautiful album. Make sure you guys go listen to it. Okay. All right. So I think they got that one. So oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, man. I'm just gonna edit that part out anyway. All right. So we've talked about everything that you've got going on currently. Um, for the future, what events or what collaborations do you have planned, or do you see yourself planning? And just what does the future look like for you in carrying forward in poetry, whether it's fashion, music, social work, activism? What does that look for you?
Oh, biggest thing, next summer, I plan on getting a collaboration project with some of the rappers from here in the city, some of the singers and poets, and I want to throw like a huge benefit event where we perform and we bring people together and we raise money for the Children's Hospital, also raise money for the Cancer Foundation. And I think it'd be a great idea just to bring art because art is healing. That's one of the things I've been doing and advocating. So I want to bring us all together and be like, hey, we all come together for this one thing and we make it a really big event. So that's something I'm actually working on. My other album, I'm gonna have a third album coming out next year.
Okay.
I'm doing more modeling work, and also I'm gonna be doing more activist work too. So stuff with social justice, helping with mental health, helping get new bills written. Because the thing I notice is a lot of things that are um, issues are because the bills were written so long ago that they're not effective anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back through, looking through things and helping people with just a lot of racial injustice things. So we're working on stuff like that. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of different things that are small, but I feel like they're gonna have a big impact overall.
Okay, yeah, I definitely see that happening. Just on the trajectory you're on now, it definitely shows that your impact will definitely be felt.
Thank
And
you.
I can't wait to see what you do next. And I'm I'm here to witness your journey and help in any way I can. So
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being a positive light in the community. And also thank you for coming on to the Superstar
Oh,
Spotlight
of course, I
to
had
share
to
your.
come here. I was like, this is like the Oprah show. This is the Oprah show. It's like I gotta be here.
Oh,
So
see, I'm up. That just touched my heart a little bit. I'm up there with Oprah. See, we got something going. We got something going. But again, I definitely want to thank you for coming onto the show, and sharing your story. But before we go, can you just give the people all your social medias where they can reach you, they can get in contact with you, and things like that? Um, yeah, just basically your social media. How can they reach you?
so everything can reach me. My social media is Dr. Wiseword. So it's DrWiseword. Anything with that to me, you'll be able to find me and my shiny bald head. So I'm there. Don't be afraid to message me, say something to me. Don't be a stranger because we can collaborate. Even if you need help, resources. If I can't find it, somebody in my circle can, and we can get things done.
All right, you guys, you heard it from Miss West Michigan Amazing herself, Miss Phenomenal Woman of 2023 herself, Miss Creator of Poetic Advisory. Make sure you guys go get that, by the way, and listen to it because it's powerful, it's
Thank
deep,
you.
and it's dope. And once again, thank you, Ashley, for being on the Superstar Spotlight. It was a pleasure to have you. It was a pleasure to sit here and talk with you. I'm hoping we can do this again sometime in
Yes.
the future. Okay, cool. So you guys, there you have it. This is the Superstar Spotlight, and I am your favorite actor. Make sure you guys follow me on all social media. Follow me on Facebook, Brandon Houston. Follow me on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at Brandon Up Next 810. You can find highlights, clips. You can find clips of this episode on all of the social medias. And yeah, this is one of the dopest ones I think I've had. So yeah, you guys make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you're subscribing and liking, and leave some feedback too. Definitely appreciate any and all feedback that we can get. And yeah, we're just going to keep elevating and keep grinding. So for your favorite actor, Brandon Houston, and for Miss West Michigan Amazing, AshleyCae, this is the Superstar Spotlight, and we'll see you in the next episode.
This
Peace.
way.